Hello and welcome to the fourth edition of the Producers Podcast with all of us from Midco Sports. I'm Nate. We've got Colorado Dan here. We've got Aamadt, the new Nate, and Broseph two times coming at you from the interstates of North Dakota. How's everybody doing? Let's go around the horn a little bit. You're used to hearing me and Dan. Let's start with our new guy, Nate Aamadt.
Doing good. Thanks for letting me be part of the podcast. Just had a little Spitfires. My stomach's all full. Having a Mountain Dew. What beats it, man?
Well, Nate, you said it all right there. We're traveling interstate bound up to Bismarck, North Dakota. Can't wait to see the U of Mary and Father O'Shea.
Oh yeah, you probably got a little connection there, don't you?
Great guy. Love Father O'Shea. Good Catholic. Great priest.
Joey two times. Joey two. You've heard us rag on Joey two times a lot. He's from Iowa, so try not to hold that against him too much. And Nate Aamadt, Comet as we call him, because there's too many Nates on the crew now. Our new guy from Fargo, so he's kind of our tour guide in North Dakota. So, and where did you take us? Spitfires, where we just had lunch, right?
Oh, we had Spitfire. Dan had the trout, which he claims was salmon.
It was definitely salmon.
It's definitely salmon, but I think everyone was satisfied. They're getting some free advertisement on this podcast right now. So
loyalists to the podcast will know I know my fish, and it was definitely salmon. It was not trout, but it was still equally good. So I didn't complain. It's one of those situations where I like how you introduced me as Colorado Dan. By the way, Nate, that it's been a while since I heard that nickname.
It's your old school name.
It's the old school. It's the old school. But there's some people who just complain to complain. Maybe we'll start out here. You just complain to complain. Like, I didn't get what I ordered, but it was still good. So I enjoyed it. There's no reason to say, listen, lady, I ordered the vegetables and the trout, and you gave me the asparagus and the salmon.
Well,
now,
asparagus is a vegetable.
It is a vegetable, but there was the option between asparagus or assorted vegetables. There was no assortment. It was asparagus. But bottom line, the meal was great. Nice little lunch. Some fresh fish. Don't have that a lot up here in the Dakotas.
I had Kansas City ribs.
Yes, you
from
did.
Kansas City. They tasted like they were from Kansas City.
They look tasty.
I have a bone to pick. Good segue.
Oh, wow.
With
pro.
Two times back there. Now, last week we were in Fargo on our way to the Moorhead game, Minnesota State Moorhead game, and we had a dinner at Ma and Pop's or something. It was really good. Mother's. Thank you.
Yep.
Mom's Kitchen, I believe. No big deal, but.
Oh, thank you, Fargo. Tour guide.
Yeah.
Joey had an issue with the waitress not wearing a name tag and interrupted her to ask her what her name was. And I would like to point out today that Spitfire, the waitress, did not have a name tag either. But you're okay with that?
This may sound bad and a little superficial, but I was upset because the other waitress was a little better looking than our waitress today at Spitfire. I mean, I'm not saying in terms of look, I'm just talking in terms of age. I'm a young man. I'm going to be 24 in about 12 days. And the waitress at Mom's Kitchen she was probably about my age.
More in your demographic.
And if anybody out there's listening, obviously Joey is very single.
Yes.
Very single. Going on about a year and a half now. So all the ladies out there, I would give my phone number.
Yeah. So just send a resume tape to Midco Sportsnet.
Attention, Joey. I don't even know where to go from there. I guess we're going to Bismarck, and we can. If you're in Bismarck area and not too creeped out by what we're talking about, come say hi tonight.
Joey Beltrame.
Yes.
He'll be running the town tonight.
Yes, he will. So let's preview the people. What's the date today? September 15th?
Today is the 15th, yes.
Today is the 15th.
We're on our way to Bismarck. We're going to be setting up for a couple games. We've got
Bismarck High versus Century High. I believe Century is the home team, right?
Century is the home team tomorrow.
Yes.
They both played the Community Bowl, but
right.
Century gets honors this year.
Right.
So
number 1 and number 2 in the state.
Comet has a little breakdown for Bismarck v. Bismarck Century.
Yeah, being the North Dakota guy, I probably know the most about North Dakota football here, high school football, having played it. And Bismarck High School is the Demons. The Demons are the powerhouse of Class 3A, should I say. They're good every year. I think they've been to the state championship game 4 straight years or something along those lines. And they've produced CFL wide receiver Weston Dressler, plays for Saskatchewan in the CFL.
Cool name.
They've got a very good program, and Bismarck Century's good too. But it just seems when it comes time to hit the field, the Demons always have their number.
So you're predicting a Demons victory tomorrow night?
I am predicting the Bismarck Demons will end Century's perfect season.
Wow. You got a final score for us?
We'll go Bismarck 45, Century 21.
Oh, so
Wow.
you're
I think it's
predicting a
blowout.
Wow.
Now, did Jason Andera...
Plus, the Demons beat my alma mater, West Fargo, 54-13 or something like that. So,
Little biased.
yeah, a little biased.
Okay.
Okay, so that's coming up on Friday night, September 16th at 7 p.m. And then we've got Augustana from Sioux Falls traveling up to play the Marauders.
Marauders. Yeah, you said it in the Chris Berman
Yeah,
Raiders voice. No,
like
I like
the
that.
Raiders.
I like that. It works.
It's okay. I don't like ripping off Boomer.
No.
Because I know him personally. I don't, actually. But
No, he's pretty annoying, but that's one of the things he does that I like. But the Marauders and the Vikings should be a good game. Joey, what did you see from Augustana, the first game we did this year, that you liked from them? Give me a little scouting report.
To be honest, I saw a lot of sloppy play. Back in the day, I was a one-star recruit coming out of high school, and I did go play at Winona State, and I just noticed one little thing during their opening game, Augustana. Quarterback, center just were not on the same page. It seemed like the center was whipping the ball back there so quick that Augie's quarterback just couldn't even, see the ball, let alone catch it. And sure enough, they had a couple botched snaps, and I think that's really what cost them the game, especially in the red zone when they were driving, and then play like that where the center snaps it over his head. That just kills momentum, and teams. It's hard for a team to overcome that, Dano.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you brought that up because I forgot about that, but when you brought it back up, I that definitely happened at least twice in that game, and also happened on Sunday Night Football. If you guys were watching with Tony Romo, who just seems to be allergic to winning. There was that snap, and Joe, I wanted to get your quarterback perspective on this. He was not looking for the ball, so he wasn't ready for the snap. Is that on the center or the quarterback?
It all depends on the cadence, Dan. If it's a silent count, it's going to be on the quarterback because he's got to be paying attention at all times. If Romo's down there barking out signals and say it's on 2, he's blue 42, hud, and he thinks it's on 3, he called it on 2, he's looking elsewhere, hits him, that's on the quarterback. So I always put the blame on the quarterback because he has to know everybody's position, what everybody's doing. He's got to know where his offensive line's blocking, where his receivers are running routes, and I think, I'm not the big Romo fan. Love Jay Cutler to death, but it's a different story. So yeah,
Shameless plug.
I would definitely put that on the quarterback there, Dan.
Good insight there. I like that. Got a little professional insight.
Nice having a quarterback in the car.
I think I deserve a
Yes.
Whopper after that one.
yes, please eat those Whoppers. They put on about 20 pounds eating those up here. Now, comment, what position were you when you played football?
Back in the day, I was a little skinny guy, so I played split end and free safety. You see me now, you probably would not believe that.
Interesting. And you said you played at West Fargo,
I played at West
right?
Fargo, yep.
Which is where we stayed last week. Beautiful town. I loved
Gorgeous
it.
town.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. It's west of Fargo. Hence the name, West Fargo.
Yeah, we've been commenting on the random names you guys come up with up here in North Dakota. We just came from Castleton, and we're going through another 10 soon. Or did we
Already passed
We
Mapleton.
already passed Mapleton.
Oh, Mapleton.
Before Castleton. We just passed Tower City about 5 minutes ago.
Treaton is coming up. We've got Fencton in the future, and Wheatton right before we get to Bismarck.
So what's all with the tons?
It's just a North Dakota thing. You travel north, you travel south, east, west, you're going to run into tins.
Oh, very
maybe
good.
it's because we have tons of love here in North Dakota.
Oh my
And
goodness.
we love to spread it all the way around.
Man, I wish we had sound effects.
Wow. Okay.
That's how we do it.
Well, good for you. And North Dakota's been a nice state, and we're going to be up here a lot. We're up here this weekend, and we're back next week, and we've got Minot State
Yes.
University playing University of Sioux Falls, a clash of the future NSIC rivals.
Yes, and we have Minot High School also on that Friday. So, no, we do not. That will be edited. Yes, that'll be a great
It's
game.
been talked about.
I believe we might be dropping that altogether.
And cut. Yeah, it'll be a great game between Sioux Falls and Minot State. See who comes out on that one. Top there.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing the progress of Minot. I know they've been struggling with the flooding, and so our hearts go out to those guys. But back to football. Dan and myself and Joe were all at Minnesota State Moorhead last weekend, but Comet was down for USD Eastern Washington, and I guess I can say it now. I don't think anyone in the office expected what was going to happen down there. Can you talk about that game a little bit?
Yeah, to be honest, everybody in the office thought, Eastern Washington, the number 1 ranked defending champions of the FCS, coming into Vermilion, having played Washington extremely tough, the University of Washington Huskies, losing by 3 points at Washington in a game that they should have won, really. But South Dakota, the Coyotes, they came in and they just dominated from beginning to finish. Dante Warren was impressive. Coach Marcourt really had a great game plan. Eastern Washington kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit just because last year their game was focused more around the running game. They had a 4th-round draft pick, Tywan Jones, who got drafted by the Raiders, who was just a burner. But in the first 2 games, Eastern Washington's thrown the ball 129 times now.
Wow.
Bo Levi Mitchell threw 69 times first game, 60 the second. So, you're not going to win many football games. I don't care if your quarterback's Tom Brady. If you throw 129 times in 2 games. Football is all about running between the tackles, getting physical, and they just weren't doing that. And South Dakota pretty much matched up with them perfectly.
And they seem to really put a physical team on the field. South Dakota does, don't they? Did they just line up and just smash them, or what?
Yeah, they totally out-muscled them on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, the defensive side of the ball, I don't think they had more than 15 rushing attempts the whole game. So they knew they weren't going to be able to muscle up with the Yotes.
Well, it's very good. Marcourt does a good job down there. There's a big reason they beat Minnesota last year. They outmanned them and outplayed them up there too.
Yeah, and Marcourt actually said that this victory was bigger than the University of Minnesota
That's
victory last
saying
year.
a lot.
That is saying a lot. Basically, it gives them a nice, clear image of where they are in their transition here into the Division I AA level. So he thought that was a huge win for the team, and probably because it was at home at the Dakota Dome, so the fans got to experience that as well.
Yeah, and you really got to give it to those fans. I mean, they came out in numbers. I got a chance to watch the replay on Midco Sportsnet where that student section was really rocking, wasn't it, Aamadt?
It was loud. That was my first time being at the Dakota Dome, and I guess I was back in the truck, but you could hear it. And the tailgating party before, and if you watched it on Midco Sportsnet, was awesome. The fans were really pumped up for the game, and I've never been to a USD SDSU game, but I figure it's got to be something along those lines.
Well, it's really good to hear because, to be honest, they've struggled to draw down there from time to time, and I think they're putting a really good product on the field. And you like to see the fans come out and support that. So Dan's being a little too quiet up here.
I'm driving, man. I got to get us there in one piece.
Oh, you're from Philly. When's the last time you drove safe in your life?
Oh, that's not fair. We're very well-minded. It's just everyone drives in the left lane over there. It's this whole right lane thing is new to me. It's new.
Is it true that you're going to be starring in your own TV show next year called The Philly Shore?
Philly Shore. Oh, okay. Well, now that we're going there, it's Thursday when we're recording this, and I believe I'm the only one in the car of men, I may add, who does not watch Jersey Shore. I'm very proud of that, unless Burdine.
Well, you have an issue with people of New Jersey, though.
Well, I have an issue with my time, and they're not worth any of it. So I tend not to watch things like that. I mean, it was like that Real World show. I'm sure it's somewhere along those lines. Like, I know all the catchphrases. Unfortunately, I've started to pick up some of the names. I always knew about Snooki, I guess, because she's just been the most public. And now I know about that Situation guy. Actually, one of my friends was him for Halloween, and I saw some of the pictures, and that was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, these guys. There's a phone call, Burdine.
There it is.
Is it?
Is it her? 4 for 4, Jillian
Yeah!
Fletcher calling me up.
The
on
uncanny
podcast.
ability. Amazing. But yeah, no, I don't watch Jersey Shore, so there's college football on tonight, and if you guys are watching Jersey Shore, as you had said earlier, that's fine. You guys have a great time. I'm going to be watching sports.
I don't think we committed to watching Jersey Shore. I think we were just disappointed that they were competing.
I mean, I have a DVR, so I'm not going to miss it personally. If I did, my life would be over.
Comet, who has been telling me about this to the extent of there's a Jersey Shore drinking game, Comet?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, you could probably pretty much make a drinking game out of any TV show you watch.
That's very true.
But anytime Pauly D says, "Yeah, buddy,"
see Pauly D, who
DJ Pauly D.
He's got the real crazy hair.
Oh, he's the DJ guy. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
I know that guy.
He's Joey's favorite character.
Yeah, he makes like $8 million a year. That makes me sick.
Oh, see,
Anytime
Ronnie's my guy.
Ronnie, yeah, but he's on steroids. That dude is
yeah,
really.
big
They're all on steroids.
Yeah. No,
How
but this
many
guy,
guys are there, by
this
the
guy
way?
got
How
in a
many
fight
people?
a couple weeks ago. You can see the acne on his back. steroids.
Well, I don't know how many guys there. There's Ronnie, Pauly D in the situation.
And Vinny.
Oh, and Vinny, who just kind of gets left out.
He gets
like
left
normal.
out, yeah.
And then you got
Him and-
Snooki. Is Jay Wow?
I guess
Jay
you
Wow,
can kind
right?
of consider Snooki a dude,
I
too.
like how he's acting like he doesn't know.
Yeah, he
I know
knows,
but
Jay
he's
Wow.
nailing them all.
I thought Jay Wow was like ShamWow, like that infomercial. And so I was home in Philly a couple weekends ago, and I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh, Jay Wow," when I did something because I thought it was an infomercial thing.
I think we should start calling Joey
And-
J-Wow.
Jay Wow 2 times.
I was also going to ask you about Philly. Have you ever ate at Geno's?
Oh
G-E-N-O?
yes,
Is it
Gino
is no longer with us. And
You had a problem with one of these guys.
Yeah, it was Gino. Well, his name was Joe Vento, and I'm sure he did a lot of nice things in his life. But the only thing I knew him for was being the owner of Gino Steaks, which is clearly inferior to Pat's. If you're a Philly cheesesteak person, you know anything about it. You know Pat's is king. It is literally called the King of Steaks. But Joe Vento was their owner, and a couple years back, he put a sign in the window saying, if you're going to order here, you have to speak English. And you know what? That's just not. It's not American at all. Guy is Italian immigrant. I mean, it's a country of immigrants. That kind of sign is just stupid, and it annoyed me. But
So Joe really opened up a wound here.
no, I never ate at Geno's, and after that happened, I made sure that I definitely never ate there. But that whole thing is kind of passed on, and Joe has done the same, so we're all good. It's
So Pat's though, we want to get
It's
to Pat's.
We want to get to Pat's, yes. I've heard. Now I got to be honest. I haven't tried every single one. I've tried Charles, which is down. It's in a different area. Pat's and Geno's are literally right across the street from each other, so they draw the most. So you got two options. Then you got Jim's on South Street, which is also very good. The dark horse is D'Alessandro's. D'Alessandro's is in Roxborough, and they don't have Cheese Whiz. See, when you think of cheesesteaks, you think of Cheese Whiz, but really, D'Alessandro's has a killer steak, and they don't use Cheese Whiz. Provolone or Swiss or American, I think, are your three options there. And it's a completely different area of the city. So whereas you got your Jim's on South Street and then the two Pat's and Geno's in South Philly, right by the sports complexes, you got D'Alessandro's way on the other side of town, good half hour away. And they're the dark horse that nobody knows about, but they're also very, very good.
So you're like the steakhouse connoisseur.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's a thing. Everywhere you go, even here in North Dakota, you got the Philly cheesesteak on the menu. I mean, it's the universal food.
What do you
Yeah.
feel about the Philly cheesesteak hot pocket?
Yes, yes. You got the bulk Philly foods, and it's cool because I was telling you the other day, Berdine, I'm not one of those people who's like, it's not a real Philly cheesesteak. I'll definitely eat it if it's made out of good ingredients. It won't be a Philly cheesesteak, but if they call it that, they're just saying, listen.
It's kind of like salmon and trout.
No, it's way different than that. Those are two completely different fish.
Now a fish is a fish, my friend. It swims in the ocean or the river or the lake. It's a fish.
But its flesh is different. It tastes different when it's cooked.
I was going to say, I don't think you ever want to try a bullhead, because those fish are ugly and disgusting.
A bullhead?
Yes.
Hey, you never had a bullhead?
They are in there.
No.
Are you too good for a bullhead, Dan?
I don't know what it is. It sounds awful.
Well, those are the ones when you're fishing, you try to take them off the hook. You basically
Yeah, you
die.
get one and you're mad because they're
They're
a
not.
waste of your time, as Dan would say.
Nobody eats them.
No.
Yeah.
And not to mention they're the ugliest fish ever made.
Yeah, they are disgusting. So Philly's got Philly cheesesteak. What's the Iowa? Is it pork chops? Is that kind of what you guys are known
Yeah,
for?
good old
Joe?
Iowa chop. Best chop you can get in America right there.
Yeah. I saw Des Moines was on Man vs. Food.
Yes, that's a place called Jethro's Barbecue. They actually themed it over the, what was that show? Beverly Hillbillies. So their whole menu is, they actually got sued over it not too long ago.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
That must be good then.
Well, delicious food. They have their main sandwich that was on the show is called the Emmenecker. He was a basketball player at Drake University.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, and they went on their big run, and it's a delicious sandwich. Had it one time, got halfway through it. I think you have to get it done in 15 minutes. There's been 4 people that have conquered this. It's been on the menu since he was playing. I think he got done playing about 6 years ago. So, yeah, it's been on the menu, and only 4 people have conquered the feat. So, yeah, it's a delicious sandwich. I think it's a couple pounds of food. They got chicken fingers, brisket, all kinds of stuff just packed into one sandwich. But if you're ever in Des Moines, Iowa, check out Jethro's Barbecue. Also check out a nice Italian place called Tamia & Sons. Best cannolis in town.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is what I love about this job. Not only can we talk sports, if you're with any of us, we can get you a good meal.
Good meal.
Anywhere in America, well, anywhere in these 4 areas anyway.
What's that place in Ames? Is that Hickory something?
Oh, Hickory Farm.
Hickory Farm. I ate there when I went to NDSU play Iowa State a couple years ago. That place was delicious.
It is delicious. They got the Green River. It's some green pop that they endorse. It's supposed to be delicious. I never get them when I go. I always stick with the milkshakes. But yeah, it's delicious. Hickory Park. Check that out if you're ever in Lames, Iowa. Home of the Iowa State Cyclones.
Oh, Joey's a little bitter from his boys, the Hawkeyes, losing to the Cyclones last weekend. Just a little bit. But
I actually felt bad for you, Joey, because I'm a Husker guy. I had to watch Nebraska lose to Iowa State 9-7 a couple of years ago off of 7 turnovers. And to be honest, I really was hoping the Hawkeyes would be undefeated coming into Lincoln the day after Thanksgiving, so you could just get pummeled and leave town all the more dejected.
Yeah, it really is embarrassing, to say the least. I mean, I don't know how you lose to a Big 12 school, for one, and then to make it Iowa State probably the worst Big 12 school. It's just really embarrassing, and the fact that we have Pittsburgh this week is just not a good omen going into that game, because, I mean, Pittsburgh, they're a good team this year. They're 2-0. They're coming into Iowa City, and things aren't looking good for the Hawks. We got Coker, who had an unbelievable bowl game last year, ran for 225 yards, and then can't even hang on to the football this year. He's got Adrian Peterson disease, as I call it, and fumbling. Has 4 fumbles in the first 2 games. That's just uncalled for a Division I running back.
is Dave Wanstead still the coach of Pitt?
Yes, he
Oh,
is.
you guys are in great shape.
I think he resigned last season.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Yeah, I think he is out now.
He's got, you know what, he definitely is out. But I was going to say, if Wanstead's still the coach, man, you're golden.
Yeah.
The man who was made famous by saying there's nothing wrong with punting. Well, sure, but there is something wrong with it. You're not scoring any points. So, yeah, you might have a bit more of a challenge now that he's gone, but...
So you still
Good
have this
Dave.
anger from your Dolphins days with
No,
Wanstead?
it's not anger. Wanstead, actually, from all I've heard, is a really good guy to get along with. He just actually had an algebra teacher in high school, looked identical to him. And same type of personality, just kind of a little weird, you know, just a little out there. Not weird in a bad way, just different and a little aloof. And he was notorious. I heard stories about Wanstead coming in and just eating scraps out of the garbage. I mean, just doing weird things that NFL head coaches generally don't do. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah.
Yeah, I still remember when he was actually with the Bears. So that was way back.
Yeah, he was the Bears before the Dolphins.
One thing I've always apprecited about Dave Wanstead is he has one heck of a mustache, doesn't he?
Oh,
it is nice.
They call him Wanstache for a reason.
Yeah, and I absolutely adore the mustache. I can't grow one myself. I mean, I get the Adam Morrison look. It looks like I'm trying too hard, so I've never been able to grow
Or
one.
like you're registered.
Yeah, that too. That too. They won't let me go around schools with it. It is one great thing if you can grow a mustache, and I encourage everybody out there who has the ability to grow a mustache because it is a great mechanism for picking up ladies too.
We are
No,
good.
it's not.
Oh,
It is, yeah. Pretty sure if I'm going to grow a mustache, it's got to be within the next couple months here, because afterwards the wife ain't going to let it happen.
If you got a furry upper lip, the ladies will come, I guarantee.
It's we are having Mustache Day in the office one of these days, Joe.
Well, don't they call November? It's like Movember now.
Yeah.
You grow a mustache to raise awareness for prostate cancer or something.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Do it then.
We could, but we're kind of ruin Comet's chances because he's only gonna have about a week and a half.
But here's the thing. I mean, maybe
Comet, grow it
since
out
it's
early.
November, why can't I have the mustache for the wedding?
Well, yeah, right.
Or
Why not?
It should be my choice.
It's your face.
It's my face.
Listen,
Well, it won't be.
You're gonna lose that one. That's a loss. But here's what you should do. You should start growing it out now, so that by the time November 1st comes around, you can have it for the beginning.
Oh,
Then you can shave it off for the wedding. Everybody wins.
I can grow a decent stash. I had one for state softball this year, and I agree with Joey. Kind of looked like I should have been registered somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
Speaking of the stash,
I don't
though,
think anyone looks good in a mustache unless you got the really thick, like
Except
Joe
for
was saying,
Dave
with Dave
Wanstead.
Wanstead.
or if you're a cop, cops look good at stashes.
Cops have to have mustaches.
Yeah, it's like
Who
a
was it?
unwritten rule.
Giambi grew one out on the Yankees a couple years ago. That looked pretty good. He looked like a goon, but it still is very thick and distinguished. I love that distinguished mustache.
I've got a problem. I've got what I like to call the reverse Hitler, where I can grow everywhere but where Hitler had his mustache. So I will not be winning the contest, but I'll give it a try.
Who's a better head football coach with a stash? Brad Childress, Dave Wanstead.
Dave Wanstead.
Definitely Dave Wanstead.
I gotta go Dave Wanstead.
Dave won.
Brad Childress looks like an English teacher.
Brad Childress should never have been a head coach.
Thank you.
He was horrible. And if it wasn't for the Vikings, Green Bay would have had him as head coach.
I
So you're welcome, Nate.
We wouldn't.
He was
yeah.
on his way to Green Bay.
Well, wow, you really jumped on a grenade for
Yeah.
us. That I really appreciate.
That's what
that.
we do. See, we make sacrifices for our division foes.
I envision Childress in a cowboy hat and like standing in his some boots and being the owner. What's a fancy word for owner? Being the this is terrible.
What do you mean a fancy word for owner?
Like so are you
The profiteer?
Yeah, no.
That's too big of a word for me.
Anyway, I envision him in a saloon running
Yes.
security somewhere. He's like a saloon
Yeah,
security
but what's he gonna
guard.
do if someone? I mean, he's such a little frail-looking guy. If anything were to happen in that saloon,
Yeah, but he's got that old, like, he's got that murder you look. He's got murder in his
yeah, I
eyes.
guess. I always thought he looked soft.
When he has that beard, when he has the stash.
No, I mean clean shaven. Clean
Okay.
shaven. He's just kind of got like the
Oh,
whole cone head thing going on.
Oh yeah, he does have the cone head thing going.
Put the cowboy hat on. Give him some spurs. Little side pistol. Come around my saloon no more.
So I want to do a little trivia. I missed this the other night. We were at opening night, Packers and Saints, at a local establishment in Sioux Falls, and I heard that Comet is quite the NFL draft knowledge going back several years.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. It's
So
insane.
give our thousands of listeners a little taste of what this is all about.
And really quick, if you noticed earlier when he was talking about Eastern Washington and USD, he threw out at least once, oh yeah, 4th round pick, blah, 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 blah. I mean, kid's a savant. Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, I love the NFL draft. I don't know what it is, but ever since I was a kid, I stay up, watch draft, and it's the best time of the year for me. My buddy and I started a draft website, www.draftdynamic.com.
Draftdynamic.com.
Yeah, draftdynamic.com. It's we haven't really updated it in a while, but we did our mock drafts and everything, and fared pretty decent. I think I got 9 or 10 out of the 32 right.
He's basically the Mel Kiper Jr. of Midco Sportsnet. But so how does this contest work? Do we need to name a guy and then he can tell you the round he was picked in the year, or how were you doing this the other night?
The way we were doing it Thursday was Dan Googled, I believe it was 2005.
Because we were
Okay.
looking up when Aaron Rodgers was drafted because he fell in that draft. That's correct, right?
Yes.
He was
2005.
24th overall, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were going through, and then just for fun, literally just for fun, I was just like, okay, this guy's a draft guy. Who was picked first? And obviously the first couple picks were easy. Then he starts rifling off in names that I have never heard before in my life. And it's cool the cool thing about going back and looking at a draft is you see obviously who made it and who didn't. And Comet's just got these guys. It doesn't matter if they're NFL stars now or if they're bench warmers or if they ain't in the league. And
Most
if
of
they
you guys
never
have
made
picks
it.
on there that were bench warmers now, or former Viking picks that year.
Former
Troy
Viking-
Williamson and Erasmus James.
Yeah, I mean,
Sore subject.
and but even there were a couple in the top 10. I was looking at the names. I was like, this doesn't have a prayer, and just boom, right away, nailed it. And Joey was sitting right next to me. I mean, we were both just like our jaws dropped.
Yeah, that's the thing I was impressed with most is when we got deep into the first round and even into the second, you're not getting with. I mean, all of us remember the skill guys. The quarterbacks, the running backs, the receivers that go early in the draft. But Comet's nailing offensive tackles.
Yeah.
Defensive ends, just all these players that not many people recognize.
So I just looked this up on my phone, and this is the 2005 draft, and I've got Chris Spencer.
Chris Spencer does not ring a bell. We got to go on from that one. Is he an
Oh,
offensive
okay.
lineman?
Yeah, he's a center.
Okay, center for Seattle.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Can you tell me where college they're from? Can you go that far?
If it was in the first round, probably. Second round, maybe.
Okay.
But you can name off a guy, I guess. If I know him, I can.
All right, how
give it a
about
shot.
David Bass? Or Boss?
Devon Bass. I don't know what college he went to. He's a wide receiver drafted by the Miami Dolphins.
No, he's a free agent. You said David Bass.
David
right?
Bass.
Oh, I think it's a Devon Bass.
Oh, I'm sorry, David Bass.
Devon
David
Bass
Bass?
went to Hawaii.
B-A-A-S.
Dan just said he went to Hawaii.
No, Devon Bass went to
Okay.
Hawaii.
Yeah, I don't know who David Bass is.
The way I was doing it, I was telling him number, pick, and then where he went to school.
Oh, okay. So 36 overall pick, Nebraska.
And what team drafted him?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, that was Barrett Rude.
Rude, as we would do in the stadium when he'd make a tackle.
Would you throw the bones?
Absolutely, we'd throw the bones.
Throw the bones, baby.
I was just, for our listeners, updating Dan on what the black shirt defense is all about. So he just learned about throwing the bones.
I love tradition.
So 59th overall from Iowa,
And what team?
Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh.
Threw this out here just for Joey.
Joey got this, I believe, on Thursday when we were there.
Joe, do you know?
What year was this?
2005.
Atlanta, 2005. What position?
He's offensive lineman, right?
No, defensive tackle.
Atlanta defensive tackle.
Rhymes with no.
Yes.
Babineau.
Oh, yep. Jonathan?
Yes, Jonathan Babineau. All right, then one more just for fun. 64th overall from Syracuse, drafted by the Baltimore Ravens.
What position?
Offensive line.
Is that Gaither by any chance?
No, but I'm giving you really tough
Yeah,
ones
these ones
here.
are tough. Make me look bad on the podcast.
Good, that was my hope. Take you down from your pedestal.
Offensive lineman, is he still playing on the Ravens, do you know?
Boy, you know, I'm not much of an NFL guy, so I'm the
Ever see
wrong
his
person
name?
to ask. I scrolled through it here. Who did I say? What number overall?
Ravens,
66?
64.
64?
64.
Oh. Dan's taking a look at the name right now.
Reading and driving is awesome.
It
No,
is
I'm just
awesome.
kidding. I don't know. Never heard
It's
of him
Adam
before.
Terry.
Oh, never heard of him ever.
All right. I'll give you another one from Nebraska, drafted 40th overall by the Saints.
What position?
Safety. Well, there's a lot of Huskers drafted.
Hitting you with
in
these
this
second
draft.
rounders.
He is. These second rounders are tough.
All right. Josh Bullocks. One more.
Yeah.
I'll give you a first rounder. Whoops, I just did something kind of goofy here. How about 11th pick overall out of Troy?
That is by the Buffalo Bills?
Cowboys.
Cowboys? Oh, DeMarcus Ware.
Boom, there you go.
I was thinking Deotis McKelvin for he's on the Bills. 'Cause he went to Troy.
See,
And he was
he's,
picked around that area.
he's salvaging himself because he's throwing out these insane names.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was 6 years ago. This is a little bit of taste
Yeah.
of what our car rides are like with Comet these days. So, what were you going to say, Dan?
No, just a lot of that and a lot of these barrels of hay on the side of the road. Very
That's
You
energetic.
missed the
funny.
wind tower a couple minutes ago as well.
Yeah, this is probably not the most scenic part of the trip. Where are we right now? We're between.
We are between Valley City and Jamestown. We are 3 miles out of Urbana. Sounds like we're in the Dominican Republic right now.
So, well, anyway, any closing thoughts? So we'll kind of go around the car here. Joseph Beltrame 2 times.
Closing thought would be, I don't know if I really have a thought. It's more of a statement.
Well, that could be a thought.
Yeah, it probably is a thought actually, because you got to think of your statement. I just want to say that I love working at Midco Sportsnet, and I love going on these trips with you guys up to Bismarck. It's going to be a blast. I should be an Augie fan, but I'm actually hoping Mary pulls off an upset. You know, I like going up there. I like their people. They treat us nice up there. It's probably one of the best places to go since I've been working for Midco, and I haven't been there much. Been there one other time, but nice people up there, and it should be a heck of a game. I'm thinking Augie has the advantage on paper, but like they say, you don't win the game on paper. You got to play the game to win the game. So let's hope
You
Mary
play to win the game.
let's hope Mary can give them a battle, and let's
More
hope
cliches.
for a great game.
More cliches.
It's a very heartfelt
It
statement.
was. And
Thank
save
you.
your closing statement for tonight, Joe. It'll be good.
What about you, Comment? Closing thoughts?
Since I already did the high school game, if Augie's going to win the game, they definitely got to take care of it or take advantage of their opportunities. That's something they did not do in that Duluth game. They had a chance to really bury Duluth early and jump up to a big lead, and they didn't. and obviously championship teams find a way to overcome it. I have a certain source I was disappointed with the first week who said that, an Augie source who said that Augie was going to be wearing the all-yellow jerseys. He knows who he is if he's listening to this.
We know who he is,
And they
too.
did not wear their all-yellow jerseys.
Okay.
So
he's basically not to be trusted.
I'm calling for Augie to wear the all-yellow road jerseys tomorrow.
Be a nice thing. How about you, Aspen?
Well, it's been a really, really nice ride. Joe keeps saying when we get up there, we're already as far north as we're going, buddy. We're just going west now, so just a matter of getting over.
Lo siento. There's a Spanish word for it.
That's I'm sorry.
Yep.
Todo bien.
I'm just laughing. 'cause I don't know
Love
what
that.
you guys are talking about.
Multicultural podcast. Love it. Looking forward to the game. Both games, actually. I have a feeling this, other than Comet's bias, this high school game, so far high school has just kind of stolen the show. So I'm really excited to see that game on Friday. And who knows? I mean, Augie had Bemidji in town last week and was upset in overtime. So just kind of echo Joe's sentiments. You got to play the games to win them. Cliche, cliche, cliche. And it'll be interesting to see. But definitely looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing Bismarck. This is going to be my second of the 2 Dakota State Capitals in 2 months. So I'm doing,
impressive. Nice
doing
work.
work. I'm actually getting out and seeing places. I like this.
You are. Good
Not
for
even
you.
mad.
And I'm really looking forward to getting back to Bismarck as well. And I'm looking for Sam Holson to have a big game tomorrow. And just a random bit of knowledge on the Holson family. They're big pug owners in Sioux Falls, so I'm always rooting for them as a pug owner myself. So, and he's electric for other reasons too. It has nothing to do with his dog. But anyway, so thanks for listening, and we'll come back at you guys next week when we're on the way to Minot. It might be even a longer podcast than this one because it's like a 9-hour drive for us from Sioux Falls. But until then, thanks for listening to the Midco Sportsnet Producers Podcast.